This morning, a second person has now died from the measles in the United States, this time in New Mexico. So the state's health department says the man, who was not vaccinated, did not seek medical care before his death. An official cause of death still remains under investigation. And also a child who was also not vaccinated died last week in Texas after contracting the disease. It marked the first measles death in a decade in the United States.
And right now there is one confirmed case here in Florida, a high school student at Miami's Palmetto Senior High. And the most effective way to prevent measles, according to health officials, is the MMR vaccine. 2 doses are 97% effective. Week News reporter Summer Sinney is live now in the studio with us this morning. So Summer, do we know how many Southwest Floridians are actually vaccinated against the measles?
Corey, the state of Florida collects data for immunization levels in kindergarten and 7th grade. So one of the vaccines kids should have before they enter kindergarten is that MMR vaccine. So let's look at each of our counties here. We're going to break it down for you. So for Lee County here in 2021, you're going to look at this orange line here. So the percentage of students going into kindergarten in 2021, 94% of them were vaccinated compared to 93% overall for the state of Florida. Now, Lee County's numbers drop a bit, again, looking at this orange line here in 2022 to 92.3%, and then in 2023 to 91%. Now moving over to Collier County. They switched it up a little bit, so you're going to look at the blue line here for Collier. But in 2021, 93% of kindergartners were vaccinated, which is about the same percentage as the state. But look here, in 2022 for Collier, there was a larger drop-off with 90% of students vaccinated. And then in 2023, that percentage dropped to 88% of students vaccinated. One more county to look at, taking a look at Charlotte County here. Again, the blue line. Look at this. Charlotte County compared to the state in 2021, look at this big jump. 96% of their kindergartners were vaccinated. But then look at this drop in 2022. 90% of kindergartners were vaccinated, and that stayed the same in 2023. Now, I know that's a lot of numbers, and while all of those percentages vary, all 3 of those counties saw their vaccination rates drop between 2021 to 2023, which is when we have the latest data. Dr. Mary Beth Saunders with Lee Health explains why we've seen this drop-off.
Well, unfortunately, since COVID, we've seen a significant decrease in the amount of childhood vaccination. And so with that decrease in vaccination of younger children, you're going to see one of the most vulnerable populations be at higher risk for measles. And so, this is very concerning.
Now, in Florida, parents are allowed to exempt their children from immunization simply by citing medical or religious reasons. That move allows unvaccinated children in public schools. We've reached out to Lee, Collier, and Charlotte counties for a full breakdown of those exemption numbers. The districts have acknowledged our requests, and we're hoping to have those numbers for you next week.
Something we have to